Good afternoon, YouTubers. Tsquare here with Tsquare Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. I know it was a pretty good day today. Tuesday, we're pushing, and silver and gold looked really good today. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But the main topic for the evening that I want to talk about is this, I guess, perception that people have that you can't make money off gold and silver. It's not an investment. You're not going to make money off of it. I disagree with that. I'm going to explain why tonight as we go on in the video. And I know some people might rush and leave me a comment before they even hear my explanation. So hear me out. Hear me out, and I'm going to explain, why that's not always the case. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And if you disagree, please leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on that, and I love to read everybody's comments. Before I go on any further, I'd like to take a quick minute to thank all of the members of our channel: JM Sparger, Chris Rivera, Steve Newberry, Chris B, Thomas D, Ronald Smith, Ryan Reed, Conrad, 420 Stacker, Chris in Virginia, The Barbecue Man, and New Marshall in Town. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment, and if you're not subscribed, please help the channel out and hit that subscribe button. We are trying to grow to 10,000. If you're interested in becoming a member, it is only $1.99 a month. It comes with some great perks, and you can just click that join button down there if you decide you want to. With that being said, let's jump into the topic of the day. So everybody says, you can't make money because, let's say, for instance, a silver quarter, which is a great example, I think. The old saying of a silver quarter would buy you a gallon of gas. And if you held this silver quarter, then gas will go up, the silver in the quarter will go up, and essentially a silver quarter will still buy you a gallon of gas. But there's a couple of flaws in that. And it is true what I just said. However, in some cases, it can be a little better than that. And you might even have a little bit of cases where it will be worse temporarily with manipulation and stuff like that. So to put this in perspective for people, if all of a sudden there is a major silver spike, gold spike, and everybody all of a sudden panics, and silver goes from $25 to $50, well, then that silver quarter, not necessarily will gas go up double in price. Just because silver doubles doesn't mean that gas will have to double. Yes, usually on average over time, if you're just saying the over time, gas will go up and silver will go up and everything else will go up. And so buying something like this is simply preserving my wealth. And I do believe it does preserve your wealth. But under certain circumstances, you can see a drastic jump. For example, when we seen silver jump all the way up to $29 and people were paying $33, $34 for it, gas hadn't really moved much over the $3.50 mark. Well, gas is still not far under $3.50. Gas dropped by maybe 30, 40 cents, but silver fell by essentially, $5? And therefore, it's not always the case. Yes, I think what people say about that is actually true, though, to a certain point. It's a good hedge against inflation. You need to be prepared that as your silver starts skyrocketing in value, as your gold starts skyrocketing in value, you're going to see your expenses skyrocket in value. And that's why I tell people always, make sure you're prepping. Make sure you have extra food on hand. Make sure you have extra water, toilet paper, items that you will need. I don't mean go out and buy 1,000 loaves of bread that will not keep. I mean, even if you got freezers, you never know what could happen. I mean, who wants to eat a loaf of bread that's been frozen for a year or two? It's not good. I mean, it's good, it's edible, but it's not going to be a prime choice. Do I think inflation is coming? I personally believe inflation is going to come, and it is going to come extremely bad, and that is going to be what government uses to roll in a full digital currency, which is pretty interesting because this is a topic that actually came up a lot for me today, because one of the stores that I will hang out at and frequent had basically no internet. The internet in our whole area went down. And so what that did was they had to turn away tons and tons of customers. Customers would walk in and they'd say, cash only, our internet's down. And they would just turn right around and go back out. And, you know, what's going to happen when we are totally away from cash and something like this happens? That's when it can get crazy. So part of me don't think we can ever really get away from cash. But I do believe they will try, because when you get away from cash, you have essentially an ultimate control over people. You control what they buy with their digital currency. You control what they sell, how they take their money. There's no more little, hey man, I'll sell you this for $30. You won't be able to do that anymore. Now there will still be barter. I mean, someone could say, hey, I'll trade you this. I'll trade you this for, I don't know, you still got that $25 Walmart gift card. People will move into gift cards. Because here's the thing, you're not going to be able to stop all these companies like Walmart and everything buying gift cards. But as you look right now, there is a huge trend to them pushing to online stores because of theft and stuff. And that could be part of the ultimate plan on top of that too, is that they shift into that. Now they're saying that it's because of theft and whatnot, and you've seen the stock market, it's starting, and some of the big retailers are starting to drop. A lot of eyes are on what's going to happen on the first of the month. Are the numbers in the markets going to be down? What's going to happen? But one of my other thoughts is usually during presidential elections, you see really bad years for the stock market. Why? Because you don't know what the new president is going to be for, because you don't know what who the new president's going to be. You take someone like Donald Trump, who was pro oil and gas. You take someone like Joe Biden, who is pro green energy. With that being said, I'm not saying anything about one or the other. With that being said, I mean, you're not going to go out and invest in one while the market's down until you have a pretty good idea who's going to win. And that's where a lot of these polls come into play. I don't put much stock in them because the polls told me Hillary was going to win, and Hillary didn't win. But, you know, it's something that people should consider thinking about when they're investing in silver, that this idea of it's only an insurance policy and it's only going to protect you and keep you in the same spot may not be always the case. There's a reason why big portfolio managers suggest that you only keep 5 or 10% of your assets in precious metals. Now, I think that is extremely low, but I'm not a licensed financial advisor, nor am I allowed to really give financial advice. I can only tell you what I'm doing. I'm a firm believer that silver and gold is a great investment. It's a great insurance policy. And on top of that, it potentially, if the stock market collapses, your silver and gold could potentially skyrocket. Even in recessions. I know some people say, well, during recessions, it does the best. You know, if you really look closely, during recessions, it kind of comes down a little bit. And it might hold its ground and not take huge hits. But what really happens is once the markets come back online, that's when this stuff really takes off. And as it takes off, you're going to basically be in the driver's seat. Now, I personally would never want to get rid of all my silver, but I definitely want to be prepared for if something bad happens. Someone asked me the other day, you know, hey, what would you do if you ever basically needed some money on the fly? Because you guys know I don't keep a lot of dry powder, I guess you can call it, in the bank. I don't like holding huge amounts. I don't have this huge bank account with, you know, $10,000 in it or something. I'm not saying that's huge or small because everybody's in a different position. But I don't really believe in holding money like that. This is true wealth. This and gold. And, you know, depending on what happens, if I need money, I would have no problem taking this 10-ounce bar, I believe this is. Is this 10 ounce? Yeah, 10 ounce. I would have no problem taking this 10-ounce bar to someone right now, and they would give me $270, $280 for it, and there's some money. And if all of a sudden, you know, hey, oh, here, maybe I need $500. Well, I'll pull out 2. I might get a little less for something like this one. Some people might like it because it's an old Engelhard bar, And a lot of people like these because they're kind of antiques. In fact, some of this stuff in here is antiques because it's older. I personally don't like that type of stuff. But I liked it when I got it at spot because you can't turn down spot price for silver. Something like this now, I love. This is beautiful. This is a nice 10-ounce bar. This is going to have a little bit more of a premium because someone took good care of it. It wasn't just thrown in a desk drawer like that one. And that same thing comes down with when you're dealing with, you know, stuff like these that might be, this is a bad example. Let's see, stuff like this. That's kind of beat up and wore. Some people might like this because it's a peace dollar and it has a lot of history. It's kind of, it is constitutional silver. But then some people out there are going to want something nice. It's in a nice, case, and even if you're not into the case, you might be thinking, oh, well, of course someone's going to want that. It's an American Silver Eagle. But then you could take something like this, which is just a generic round, but it's in great condition. It's shiny. People like that about it. And as what people want is going to be the determining factor of how much they pay and how much you'll be able to get for it. So, and when people panic, everybody is going to be coming out of the woodwork wanting to buy silver or gold. And at that point, essentially, you might be able to make some profit. It won't just be, oh, I'm just going to sell it for the same price now, because the premiums aren't the same when people panic. And you guys, everybody here should have seen that. When silver jumped to $29, people wanted $5 premiums. But now people are down about $2 premiums. So something to think about. You can make money, in my opinion, off it. And hopefully all of us are going to, because we had a great day with gold and silver today. We saw a nice little run up. And hopefully we're going to see more days like this. I do believe something is coming in the near future. But who knows when? We've been saying that for a little while now. But I'd rather be early to the party than late to the party. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. If you're not a member of the channel, please consider becoming a member. It's only $1.99 and it really helps us make more content. So thank you all, and I will see you guys again next time on T-Square Talk. But most importantly, leave me a comment. I love to read y'all's comments. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.